Hey guys, moms and dads, parents, we've got a discussion. We have something to say, conversation. If you really want to give your children a good life, if you want them to be responsible, even when you're no longer with them, you've got just one very important thing to do for them, and that is give them a very good foundation. When I'm talking about a good foundation here, I'm not saying academics. I'm not even saying money. I mean, give them a good foundation. Let them understand life. Give them good morals. Let them know what discipline is. Let them know what living a morally standard life, what it means. Fine. At some point in every child's life, they might want to deviate, especially when they are getting to teenage age, adolescent age, when they start to mingle with other children from other backgrounds, from other cultures, from other religious settings, from other environments. There is this thing called peer pressure. We've all experienced it, only if you don't want to be truthful to yourself. I had experienced it. You have experienced it at some point in your life. But the difference between some of us that God has helped us to stand and those who actually deviated and couldn't return is the foundation our parents had given to us. There is this thing about foundation, like there is this thing about belief. And if you're lucky to come from a religious home, I come from a very good Christian home. So even those times when it looks like I was beginning to deviate, I was still fasting. Funnily, I was still praying. I still studied the scriptures because it's a normal thing. I grew up seeing my parents. I grew up learning the scriptures. I grew up praying and fasting. So even when it seemed like I was beginning to deviate, mingle and all of that, it is already in my system, it's already in my DNA, it's already a part of me. Like I couldn't just help but do. Wake up in the morning and pray, study the scriptures, fast and pray. And this is one thing that eventually leads somebody like me, led me back to the standard. So if there is one thing you want to give to your children, give them a strong foundation. So when it looks like they are beginning to dissuade, when it looks like they are beginning to deviate because of the company they are keeping, something keeps them back. It's a story of I remember the story of Pastor Toluwani Odukoya in one of her interviews. She said while growing up, Pastor Bimbo Odukoya, late Pastor Bimbo Odukoya, the mom, and late Pastor Odukoya Taiwo, Pastor Toluwani said all they knew was that the ambience of their home, the ambience of the family, of the home, of the house is most times, if not every time, preaching and preaching. Nobody forces you to come and sit down to listen to the word of God. But as you are going out, as you are coming in, you're going to the kitchen, you're going to the toilet, you're going to your bedroom, there is a preaching going on. And that had registered in their subconscious mind and they agree with that. This is what it's supposed to be. What is the ambience of your home? What is the ambience of your home? Is it positive or negative? Is it the kind of ambience that will give them a good foundation in life? Is this something that will help them build a good life? What is the ambience of your home? It is good that we sit our children down to study the scriptures, perfect. But what are those intentional things we are doing that will help them? Like we are not forcing them. It has just somehow it registers, it sits in their mind, it registers in their subconscious mind, and this leads their life. And even when you're no longer with them, it comes back and keeps telling them that this is the right way to go, even when you're not with them. If there is one thing you're going to do, create a good ambience for your family, a good atmosphere for your children. Sometimes it's not all about what we say, it is what they see It is the other things they learn, the other things they pick from you. If you see, I was listening to Lawrence Oyo and other people doing great things for God. At some point in their lives, they were pressured to leave the standard. But most of them, the testimony they had was what brought them back is the foundation that the parents had already laid. And if you want to be truthful to yourself, I'm sure that you would digest this thing I'm saying. Like you can imagine, it is something that happened to you too. It all happened to us. So when we see our children trying to go astray, when we see them trying to do things that we didn't teach them, it is part of the growth. When they are teenagers, it is pressure. They are pressured to do so many things that they might not even be proud of in their adulthood. But one thing, the standard is that if they have a good foundation, then they will be able to come back. So, parents, if there is one thing you want to give to your children, give them a good moral standard. It does not have to do with you being a Christian. If you're a Christian, kudos. It does not have to be you are from any other religion. Let them be let them have a moral standard life. Let them know what is right and what is not right, even right from their childhood. It might look like they don't understand what you're saying. It might feel like they don't know. Keep saying it. Let them grow in it. Let them grow with it. And this is what will register in the subconscious mind. This is what will help them to grow, to be responsible adults, even in this world, in this shattered world. You want your children to be different. You don't want your children to be like every other children. You want them to stand out positively. It is not just mere word. It is not by mere words of mouth. We need to be intentional, create a good ambience for them. Give them good subconscious mindset. So you don't have to force them to do things that they should do. It is just there. It is registered in their minds. Something pushes them to do it and they can't even resist it. This is the best we can give to our children as parents. We don't want to be failed parents. You don't want to be failed parents. Even when you are no longer with them, you still want to be proud of them wherever you are. And when you're still with them, you still want to be proud of them. And what will help you to be proud of them is when you give them a good life. Thank you.